Hello and welcome once again to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. In this video we're taking a look at the very cool 60th anniversary X-Men box set that includes Strife, Pre-Boy, Random, Vertigo and Zero. And in particular we are going to take a closer look at Random. Now on the side of the box you see the renders here of each of the characters, which is very cool, and on the other side you've got the kind of artwork. It's a lovely piece of artwork on the front of this box, and I must admit, as windowless packaging goes, this is one of my favourite boxes just because of that really nice big piece of artwork that if you want you could put up on the shelf, on the wall or something. Inside the box you have this kind of cardboard prison, shall we say, that houses all of the figures, and I must admit it's done really well, this particular box set, because everything has its own place and everything is packaged really nicely and really securely. You can kind of guess which figure is which from kind of where they are and the size and the amount of box space they take up. Hasbro in general have definitely stepped up their inner box game, shall we say, and that's the kind of inside box element of this windowless packaging, although they have only recently announced that as from the end of 2023 and going into 2024 they're going to return to the windows. They've listened to the fans and they've returned to the window boxes. However, box sets like this tend to not have windows in them. A couple of them have, but there have been quite a few that haven't got windows in them, so you may still see the windowless boxes for big box sets like this. Anyway, all the figures appear in these kind of paper bags. It's a bit of a blind bag, you can't really see if there's any QC issues or anything like that, but you hope that there isn't because it's Hasbro at the end of the day, so you do hope that there isn't any issues. Anyway, let's move them aside and let's take a look at Random. Now Random is a really cool character. He is one that I remember from X Factor. I'm reading the X Factor comics back in the 90s. That was mainly where he came from and the team that he was associated to, although he is associated to a whole bunch of other teams such as Strike Force and Brotherhood of Mutants, etc. Now as far as a figure goes, it's not too bad. I mean, Random is one that people have been crying out for so long because he's just a very awesome, very 90s looking character. And people are a bit mixed on this figure, whether it really does the character justice. Personally, I don't think so, only because there's pins on it, which in the first instance isn't great, but I mean they've done quite a lot for it. They've got a lot of the accuracies here. They got the bandana, the shades, the kind of vest, the colours are all okay, and they've given him this kind of arm cannon, which is quite recognisable for the character. But I just think, considering he comes with zero accessories, zero interchangeable pieces, this is one character that you really could have thrown a load of interchangeable pieces with and really pleased the fan base. I mean, the way they describe him is his body is essentially made of this, I can't remember what it's called, but it can reconstruct, basically. It can turn into anything that he wants it to. It can kind of counteract other forces, other mutants, etc. So he would usually use it as like a, what's the right word for it? I don't want to say gun, but a projectile, something that would fire out biomatter projectiles, I think is the correct way of putting it. So the arm cannon that you see here is pretty spot on, but they could have added a load more. Yeah, I mean the details on him are all really nice, I must admit. As a figure, he's very cool, and I think if the younger me would have been very happy with this as a Random figure. The kind of adult collector in me is kind of looking at what else we could have had or what they've kind of not included, if that makes sense. But as part of a box set, I'm pretty pleased that he came as part of a box set. I mean, they could have easily given him a load of accessories, whacked the price up and made him like a deluxe figure. So in a weird kind of roundabout way, I am really pleased that this just came as part of a box set. He's got his tattoos on his arms, he's got his shades, he's got his bandana, and to make up kind of an X Factor lineup, to put him with some of your other X-Men and stuff, he would look absolutely fine. He's just not quite big and bulky enough for me, so he's not my favourite in the box. He was the one I was most anticipating, but he is not my favourite in the box set. But still, I'm not overly disappointed. That yes, there is room for improvement, but is it a good figure? yes, it's a decent enough figure. So I'm quite pleased. So there we go. Anyway, having a look at him with the rest of the box set, here he is with Vertigo, Zero, Pretty Boy, Strife, and of course himself, Random. Very good box set, definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of X-Men. I think this is a real good mix and a really cool one. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things, and I'll see you soon.